not make mistakes. I think Joe Flacco's a little too flaky to go up against this Dolphins secondary. There's just too much going against the Ravens. They're coming off a close, very close win against a team that they really shouldn't have been close to in the Buffalo Bills. The Dolphins are coming off a pretty huge win against the Bengals. Dolphins are also on the road, and everybody knows they're undefeated on the road. I'm going to take the Dolphins in this one.
This is going to be very low scoring. If you didn't like the Packers-Jets game last week, you're probably not going to like this game this week either. This is going to be a who's going to be able to get touchdowns and who's not going to be able to make the mistakes on offense. And
this is going to be
are we going to see Chad Henne throw a couple interceptions, or are we going to see Chad Henne throw a couple touchdowns? That's what's going to decide the game.
Throwing interceptions for Carlos.
I don't see the Dolphins dominating the run game. I do agree that their offensive line is outstanding. They do have one of the better offensive lines in the NFL. But I don't think that they're still going to be able to run off of this Baltimore Ravens defense. The defense is so stingy, and they're going to be able to come up and make plays and make stops, and a couple big plays are going to win this one. But I see Baltimore Ravens, Joe Flacco's hooking up with Anquan Bolden. And I know the Dolphins are the best secondary according to Carlos, but I don't think the Dolphins are going to be able to handle Anquan Bolden either. The guy is legit. He gets open in the middle, deep, wherever. He's a good possession receiver. And I see the Ravens being able to score enough points. Ray Rice getting involved in the passing game more. And the Ravens are going to win this one by an ugly low score game.
According to Carlos, the Dolphins also have the best record in the NFL. So, we can't really take
they're the best team.
We can't really take what Carlos says.
Not statistically, but they have the best.
We can't really take what Carlos says about the Dolphins with a grain of salt here. I do believe Joe Flacco is better than Chad Henne. It's going to be a close game. I believe both these teams are pretty evenly matched, and so it is going to be who's going to make that first mistake. And I think it's going to be Chad Henne. I think this can be the Ravens here. Last take, Carlos. Go ahead. It's your team here.
Listen, it's Chad. It's Chad Henne. I'm still sticking on Chad Henne.
Why don't you just move to Florida?
All right. So we got next. We got our quick picks.
Quick picks,
guys. Just gonna move through these this time because we seem to take a long time on these. First game: Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Atlanta Falcons. Quickly, Tillman, tell me.
Atlanta Falcons win this one. This is a battle for the division in the NFC South that does not include the New Orleans Saints, surprisingly enough. Tampa Bay not going to be able to get it done. Atlanta pulls it out.
I'll tell you why the Saints aren't there yet, because they're still partying. But that's another topic for another day. Atlanta's going to win this one easy. I think they're the better team, Atlanta.
I'm going to take an upset in Tampa Bay. They've had their problems. Next game, Chicago Bears at Buffalo Bills. Whack.
I do picks for my paper each week, and I have to pick a
week. The Miracles of College Cherry.
I have to pick a week ahead, and I picked the Chicago Bears to blow out the Bills. That was before the Bills almost beat the Ravens.
Put up 35 points.
Yeah, and Chicago is just struggling right now. I'm still going to stick with the Bears here, but this could be an upset.
I'm going to have to take the Buffalo Bills because Ryan Fitzpatrick is a total beast. And tell me, who do you got?
Okay, my gut tells me, Carlos, that the Chicago Bears should win this one. You look at them vying for a division spot against the Green Bay Packers. Jay Cutler, not having a good week and being able to hook up with players like Matt Forte, who should be able to run off of the 32nd run defense in the NFL. However, in Buffalo, I think Buffalo has to win eventually. And of late, Ryan Fitzpatrick has been able to, throw those receivers pretty well. We see Steve Johnson emerging after having several touchdown passes already caught this season. And so I think Buffalo Bills pull this one out, and Chicago Bears slowly deteriorate from a playoff race.
All right, next game, New England Patriots at Cleveland Browns. Whack, tell me.
Colt McCoy, if he starts, there's been some debate, but he's been playing well in his 2 starts. And but at the same time, New England's going to win this one pretty easily. 6-1 record. It's going to go to 7-1. Just steadily making their way towards the playoffs.
Tillman.
Yeah, I have New England Patriots winning this one and by a couple touchdowns. I'm not even exactly how this game's going to go. I don't know if it's going to be high scoring or low scoring or not. I just know Tom Brady and the Patriots are going to win.
Yeah, I'm going to have to take the Patriots here. I'm going to take them in a blowout. All right, next game, New York Jets at Detroit Lions. Whack.
Detroit has been playing better than years past, although the record might not show it. At the same time, though, I think the New York Jets are just going to come out and win this game. Max Sanchez is a quarterback, which is unfortunate for the Jets, but
He has been playing
I think
well.
they have a great running core and a great defense to help Sanchez. Just as long as Sanchez can make the few passes he needs to make, this team will be fine. I think they're going to win. The Jets are going to win.
Tillman.
I'd love to see the growth of Matthew Stafford playing against this tough New York Jets defense, and I like to see Calvin Johnson go head up against some of the best corners in the league in Darrell Revis and Antonio Cromartie. Is Calvin Johnson going to be able to continue his success? Probably not, and the Jets are probably going to win. But if the Jets find themselves down by 5 points with less than 2 minutes left, is Rex Ryan going to pull Mark Sanchez? Probably not, and they're probably not going to be down. Jets are going to win this one.
All right, next game, the New Orleans Saints at Carolina Panthers. I'm going to have to take the New Orleans Saints here. Coming off a huge win against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Carolina Panthers just suck. Tillman, who you got?
Carolina Panthers versus
New Orleans.
Keep up, Tillman. Keep up.
New Orleans Saints.
against New Orleans Saints. And I'm trying to figure out the teams again. Did you just say the Panthers are going to beat the Saints?
No. You're misunderstanding. Saints and Panthers.
Oh, thank God. Okay, yeah, Saints are going to win. Sorry.
Yeah, before I make my pick, Carlos, you didn't pick for the Jets and the Lions, so who do you have?
You know what? I totally missed that. God, I'm going to have to pick the Jets here and then blow out because I don't like the Lions.
Let me pick my Saints, Carolina real fast. I'm just going to say the Saints. I don't think Carolina is that good at all. Yes, the Saints have lost to the Browns, but I think the Saints are going to win here. They've also beat the Steelers, so what are the Saints? Who knows?
All right, next game, Miami at Baltimore.
They're still
partying. Still partying.
Miami at Baltimore. We're going to skip this one. It was a game of the week. You guys got enough of that.
Well, let's just remind our viewers of our picks. I got the Ravens.
Listeners,
I got the Ravens.
Dolphins. San Diego Chargers at Houston Texans. Whack, tell me.
San Diego came out and
He's
they
a devout Charger hater, by the way.
I'm not a devout Charger hater. I just hate the fans. Anyways, they came out and won last week, which was an impressive win because Tennessee is a pretty good team this year. Houston, although they lost, they didn't lose to the Colts last week. It's a toss up. San Diego. You know, I'm gonna go with. I picked the Texans in the score paper, Maricosa, that I write for. But I'm going to pick the Chargers here. Let's see if they can back up their number one offense and defense. Prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong, Chargers.
Tillman.
Oh, the Chargers haven't proven to me yet that they can win on the road, and they're going back on the road. And they're playing in Houston. It's going to be 10 a.m. Pacific time when they play.
Too early.
And most people in San Diego don't wake up that early. It's too freaking hot right now. It's like 80 degrees out in San Diego right now. I mean, you're going to go into Houston, where it's not going to be so nice weather. They haven't proven they can win. I'm gonna stick with the Texans.
You know what the best thing about this for the Chargers fans is the game's not going to be blacked out because we all know if it's a home game unless they're playing the Patriots, the game's blacked out.
They're 3-0 on blackouts right now. Okay,
Beautiful.
Chargers are 3-0 on blackouts.
Beautiful. I'm going to have to take the Chargers here. Philip Rivers just too much. Next game, Arizona Cardinals at Minnesota Vikings. Whack, hit me.
Oh, gunslinger coming to Arizona. I think even with a 2-5 record, I think the Minnesota Vikings have enough to beat the Arizona Cardinals.
Tillman.
The Arizona Cardinals, they got Steve Reston back. They got wide receiver, good wide receivers, and Larry Fitzgerald and Early Doucette. But I don't see the Arizona defense being able to contain Adrian Peterson. And with or without Moss, they still have good receivers in Percy Harvin and
Visante Shenko.
Yeah, Visante Shenko. And I see the Vikings winning this one.
I'm going to take the Vikings here, too. I think Arizona is just a poor team. Derek Anderson is your quarterback. That should say something. Next game, New York Giants at Seattle Seahawks. Whack.
The Giants can be considered the best team in the NFC right now. The NFC is not that strong to begin with, but they're looking like the team to beat in the NFC. And I think they continue that trend and win, although they have lost very horribly a couple times this year to teams you wouldn't think that would happen to them with. But I'm saying Giants here.
Tillman.
Well, the Giants have to make a trip across country to come play on the West Coast in Seattle, but then they also have a bye week, so they shouldn't be able to complain about jet lag. I see the Giants still winning this one, and they're still able to run the ball and throw the ball to all their talented receivers.
I'm going to take the Giants here. All the West Coast teams are just horrible right now. Next game, Indianapolis Colts at Philadelphia Eagles. Both of you guys argued that this should have been game of the week. Tillman, tell me.
Mike Vick returns. Deshaun Jackson returns for the Philadelphia Eagles. Who's returning for the Colts? The Colts still have a few injury concerns. Mike Vick gets it done. Who let the dogs out? Mike Vick did, baby. Eagles win this one.
Whack, hit me.
Even with their injury struggles, the Colts still have Peyton Manning. And sometimes that's all you need. And I think in this case that will be all they need. I think Peyton Manning's going to get it done here. Colts win.
I'm going to take the Colts too. Peyton Manning's just a beast.
Philadelphia Eagles could have the best secondary. Not statistically, but they could have the best secondary. I just want to put that out there.
Next game, Kansas City Chiefs at Oakland Raiders. This is going to be kind of a division. Who knew? Who knew that this game would be a division decider, sort of?
It's gonna decide who's leading the division after this week.
I just said that.
You said who would have thought, but I mean there it is. Oakland has really surprised me those last 2 weeks, blowing out Denver, and then last week just blowing. Is this team for real? Every time you think they're for real, they come out and just lay an egg. And Kansas City, they've really struggled on offense, especially with Matt Castle. They do have the number 1 rushing team in the NFL, but because they have Matt Castle quarterback, they've been really struggling offensively. I'm this could be a mistake, but I'm choosing Oakland. Let's see if they can keep up their dominance. If they can win 3 in a row and win 3 in a row convincingly, watch out for this team this year.
I'm going to have to take the Chiefs here. I think Oakland just makes too many mistakes. They're not that consistent anyway. Next game.
I don't think it's a mistake at all to choose the Oakland Raiders. The Oakland Raiders are going to win this game. They're playing at home, and it may or may not be a sellout. I haven't heard word yet if Oakland's able to sell out a game yet, but even still, Chiefs are going to play in the black hole, and Raiders are tough at home. And they're going to be tough for the Chiefs to win, and then the Raiders will win this one.
All right, next game, Dallas Cowboys at Green Bay. Wack, you're going to go off on a rant, so let's start with Tillman. Dallas at Green Bay. Come on.
Dallas at Green Bay. Oh, yeah. I'm going to just choose Packers. Short answer, the Packers. You have Aaron Rodgers, one of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL. You have John Kitna, who a lot of people didn't even know he was in the NFL until Tony Romo got injured. I had the Packers winning this one, and without a doubt.
Whack.
Oh, you don't want to pick? No, we all know you're picking the Packers anyways. John Kitna, quarterback. Yikes. It's tough as a Cowboys fan right now. I wish I could say I had as much faith in them as Roy Williams did, saying they're gonna win out. I really hope that's gonna happen, but you just look at it and you're like, really, how does this happen? It's not even John Kitna really in these games. It's their defense against the Giants and against the Jaguars have just been atrocious. I mean, they were winning when Tony Romo went out against the Giants, and this defense just decided to quit. And it's like as soon as Tony Romo's left clavicle went down, the Cowboys' defense went down. I mean, that's how bad it's been. You look at his 4 interceptions last week, and you're thinking, oh, well, that's John Kitna, but 2 of those weren't his fault. They were off of tip passes.
Betrayed by his receivers.
Exactly. So, I mean, if they can take those out and the defense can actually show up, they have a chance. I think Green Bay should win this game, but, of course, as a Cowboys fan, I'm picking the Cowboys.
I'm going to have to pick the Packers just because Aaron Rodgers is on the other side of the ball and John Kitna's on the Dallas side of the ball. Next game, Monday Night Football, Pittsburgh Steelers at Cincinnati Bengals. Whack.
Pittsburgh came out, and I thought they were going to win last week, and they just didn't really show up. And now people are probably questioning whether they're the team that people need to beat with Ben Roethlisberger. How well is he actually doing? They're playing the Cincinnati Bengals, who are struggling with Carson Palmer. Even T.O. and Ocho Cinco are having pretty good years, especially T.O. But Carson Palmer just really hasn't been doing nothing for him. I think it's going to continue. I'm picking the Steelers here.
All right, Tillman.
I don't know why, but I'm going to pick the Cincinnati Bengals. I do know why. The T-Ocho show is going to be let loose. They handled the Pittsburgh Steelers last year. Ben Roethlisberger, he still is getting his game day experience back. I know he looked really good against some poor teams, but then he didn't look so hot against good teams, mainly the New Orleans Saints last week. I think the Cincinnati Bengals are...
By good teams, you mean the Dolphins?
What's that?
By good teams, you mean the Dolphins?
I mean the Cincinnati Bengals are going to be able to handle this one.
Because he struggled against the Dolphins.
We're not talking about Chad Henne here.
Well, the Dolphins may have the best secondary, statistically or not. But, yeah, he struggled against the Dolphins. He struggled against the Saints. I see him struggling a little bit against the Bengals, and the Bengals being able to generate just enough offense to win this one.
I'm going to have to take the Steelers here. I think they're going to have to bounce back, and they usually do. All right, listeners, that concludes the Squawk from the Pigeon Toe. Whack, you got any last-minute shout-outs there?
Sure, shout-out to all my friends who are listening. Thanks for your support.
Tillman.
I'd like to send a shout-out to all you Chad Henne lovers. I'm sorry if after this week we have no more Dolphins games for the week.
I'm going to have to give a shout-out, of course, to Helmet. And then, of course, our staff writers who can't be on here. Thanks again to Jack Anderson, and hi, Mom, Beatty, Jensine, and Dad. Peace.